I'm adopted.
That's just ungodly.
You can't go to a chain.
A chain barbershop?
You know what else is weird? Is this not the conversation, right?
It can be.
All right, cool. No. Yeah. Oh, like record?
He's already recording.
That's true. Damn, I fucked that up. With the barbershops and the mall, those are another thing where I'm scared to even look at them.
I hear you, Kerr, but it's the same thing. But that's where Wawa was for a second.
But we met Wawa outside of the mall. So like when she moved in the mall, I was like, all right, I know you, or I know of your work, so I'll come to you in the mall.
Exactly.
So when I'm just in the mall and I see a barbershop, I'm like, what the fuck?
I think present day might be different than maybe 5 or 10 years ago.
5, 10 years ago, it would be more crazy.
There's more. There's better barbers now. Oh, it was normal then.
I used to get my eyebrows done in the barbershop with a razor. Because I would go, and it was in the mall. And my little brother used to get a haircut in there.
Was it a guy doing your eyebrows with a razor?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't. No, that sounds wild to me. I was like,
it's a really good eyebrow wax. I mean, not wax, but it's really good. 10 out of 10 I recommend.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that was more normal back then.
And the mall feel wild.
You can't say normal. I'm sorry, because you didn't get your hair cut.
Yeah.
Well, because I know my little brothers used to get taken to the mall to get haircuts. So.
Well, how little were they?
I mean, he was little. I mean, he wasn't a child, but.
He wasn't a teenager?
No, not then.
You can't be a teenager going to the mall.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, look, I've never gotten the...
Yeah.
Your dad got to take you. Your uncle got to take you to the cut. You got to experience the mall young. But once you taking yourself,
Yeah.
You just got to know the guy.
You got to find a shop or find a person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. But
speaking of barbershops,
mm-hmm.
I was just talking about this with our friend Jessica, and she was saying how we don't really have third places anymore. And I think that barbershops used to be that for a lot of people, or still are, actually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think that that's a thing. We don't really have, a third place anymore. They kind of disappearing in the world for, just people in general.
In third place, as far as, it means basically, okay, your first place is home, second place is work.
Right.
And a lot of times,
after that.
Yeah, back in the day, it was the sock hop.
Wait, what's that? What's that?
It's the little diner they would be in the movie or something.
Is that the diner where you go and do the twist?
Yeah.
Where you go get the ice cream? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A third place that's outside
of
just cars and work.
Yeah.
The third place people congregate.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, where you would meet people.
That's true. I do feel like I wasn't a part of it for our generation, but I guess to what you're saying, it felt like the mall at one point was a third place for our generation. I never was a mall kid though.
Oh, you missed out.
I missed out. I think I missed out
Heavily.
Yeah, because
Owings Mills, every
Friday night mall.
Yeah, that was a thing. Heavily. That. I didn't think about it. That is definitely a third place.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that y'all don't have third places today? Do you have a third place? Is there somewhere you go where you let off steam, I guess?
Not regularly, no.
So wait, a clarifying question for third places. Do you have to necessarily interact with other people in them?
Have to, no.
So it could just be a place that I go, not work or home to get away. I think the gym, I guess, was that a third place?
That can definitely.
See, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because in my mind, I feel like I gotta be it has to be kind of communal, right? That's
the gym communal.
That's why I asked if I gotta talk to people, because me personally, I'm a work out by myself kind of person. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't necessarily think of it. It's a place for me, but when I think of third place, to relate it back to the barbershop, right? Mm-hmm. I think of when I go to the barbershop, it's other people sitting there talking that I'm like side characters in the place. And that's what I guess attribute
I do
to
think a third place has to be social. I'm not going to let I think about it. I think it does.
So that kind of
socialization place to meet people, or is it a place to get your mind off of things?
I think a little bit A, a little bit of B.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
A little mixture of both.
Yeah, like a barbershop, like you said, you get there and on TV, I never got a fade before, so I don't know what it's like. But on TV...
Hold up, pause. No, you got somebody here. You got that picture with her?
With what the fade? I do, yeah.
That's wild. That's a crazy lie to do.
We'll sing it to you.
Yeah, you got
Never had a fade.
I don't care if it's AI or not. The gym. I boost your fade. In the mall, actually.
Go to hell.
But in that, though, it's you get the experience, at least from what I see, people having the wild conversations, a little giggle here, a little. It's a place that's not work where you have to be, home where you live. But it's okay, I'm interacting with people. It's just fun. It's a third place. Now, barbershop is kind of you got to go get your hair cut, I guess. But like I think
Like
about
it has to be done. Is that what you mean?
yeah, like that's like a thing you have to do, but you get to be social. So I'm like, I think it
But
counts.
where else do those places exist though? If it's not okay, so the barbershop, obviously people talk, and it's like a community thing when you go. Other than that, I mean, you go to a bar.
That's what I was gonna.
Now I'm labeled alcoholic.
Yeah, you don't want to be labeled an alcoholic.
Okay. Get your regular stuff, you know what I'm saying? But
But I'm not gonna lie, like us going to is this a plug? Section 771?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a bar next to Pickles.
By the stadium, by the whole stadium.
But his friends his friends are bartenders there. So I've just went for the first time the last like 2 weeks. But it's very much like even when I walk in, like last time we went, I got there first and he was like, "Hey Jada." I was like, the bartender just greeted me. Like I was like, hey.
That's kind of cool.
You didn't look at her? It very much gives like sometimes
you don't also give no. Never mind. Go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead.
No, it's a safe space. Yeah, it is safe. Yeah, I mean, it's a bar.
So it's giving alcoholic. Is that what?
Give them a little alcoholic because I mean, you guys are. I mean, you're not just getting finger foods and lemonades.
But you had free hot dogs yesterday, so
3.
and someone recorded a slow-mo video of me eating one.
Damn, what was the topic?
relish my sin and catch up.
That's beside the point.
Yo, that's a wild bull. But yes, but
And she didn't get them at the same time.
Huh?
She got one and then ordered another one.
Oh,
I said, keep know.
I put it the first one and bring the second.
yeah, soon as I take that left bite, then that's dope.
Okay. Right. I'm just saying.
Yes, my
Okay, I'm sorry.
So bring it back, right? And so bring it back. Say she was just like, so it is my friend, right? So say I'm like, I just want to come pull up at the work. I might get a drink, but then I might just like eat on some fries, watch the game with you while you're working. So like, you ain't got any alcohol. You just be chilling, vibe.
No judgment. Yeah, safe space. But
Yeah, for sure.
I got you. I got you.
But it does create that environment, though. Like, even being there yesterday, I mean, obviously, you're at a bar, people drink. But, people that you probably wouldn't normally.
With the drinks.
Yeah. I Stone Cold Steve Austin and Twisted Tea yesterday, and I'm not proud of.
We knew thought of that too.
Hold up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she got that too?
Yeah, it was
Twisted Tea?
It was like 13 of us.
13 of y'all?
Yeah.
It was like great.
Third place.
I'm not judging anything.
I-
Cool.
Yesterday was big third place vibes. Like, I felt that. I was like,
We were very clear, but see what that.
we're strangers. Like,
Yeah.
but it felt like that. I was like, oh, people I wouldn't normally talk to. I probably wouldn't normally be this social, especially after work. Wouldn't talk to nobody.
So, question. So, would you make that your third place? Because do you have a current third place? And if you don't, would you make that your third place?
I don't have a current third place. I think I can strongly say I do not have a third place right now. And honestly, he let me dance on the bar, so I would make it my third place.
She was on the button. She was on the details keep sliding.
Yeah.
It was a wild day.
Hot dog, 3 hot dogs, dancing on the bus.
So let's talk about that.
No, I figured later does alone.
But no, I would make that their place. Not even hot dog on the bar side. It was just like like they come here every week and everybody like congregates. We laugh. I see people that maybe I didn't plan to see that week. I'm like, oh, you're here, and it does feel like
side characters meeting together too. That's kind of like people I know but not interacting with all the time.
So it's like a good time then. So that's your for third place for sure.
No. So he did just put the alcoholic tag on me.
No.
No, I go you for sure. Because it's my man's right.
Yeah, man, but not like an alcoholic tag, but that's your place as far as where you go. It seems like it's his newfound.
I think it's newfound. So that's why I'm like, it's not. I think to your point, I think it's definitely after yesterday. I'm like, I think this joint about to become like a third place, depending on the shifts and time and the things. But yeah, it's a newfound joint. For like, if I have a third place, like I said with the gym thing, because I don't interact with people, I wouldn't necessarily consider it a third place.
I would count that one.
But
Yeah.
outside of that, I'm gonna say no. Like I did like to go back to the barbershop. So in this past year and a half of searching for a barber, I did my current barber that I landed on. He's in a shop, like a traditional shop, but I do still like book it though. So I still do have like appointment time walking and stuff. And it's my first time being in a regular shop since 2016. So it's very different, but like it feels good to be back in that type of place where somebody said, and I think I had told you this, so I'm gonna say it to you fresh. I was in the chair, bro, finishing my lineup. Dude, I don't know, never talked to him. Randomly, I don't even think he was speaking before this time, but maybe my ears weren't working before then. This man said, Cam Newton going to the Hall of Fame. I was like, why?
Sorry. So I was like, wait. I was like, okay, chill.
Why? It was just so random, but like you don't, like when you stop going to regular barbershops, you don't have those type of experiences. So I guess this current barbershop is becoming a third place.
And I get that because I haven't been in a barbershop in a while. I feel like a lot of barbers are doing like sweets more often now. I didn't like the way you. I didn't like that at all.
I'm just saying.
What are you just saying?
I think it's interesting that the barbers are cutting hair in the suites. I get a silk press in a suite.
I do not.
I'll get
There's never been any silk pressed near me.
Yeah, nothing been pressed. Nothing been pressed.
No, how? No, nothing.
But I was curious, like y'all used to have salons, is now like y'all just only like you only go to a suite.
No, right now I'm in a salon.
Oh.
Like licensed cosmetologist, okay? Not somebody just gluing tracks to a cap. Like it's like it's an experience. Like the hair's healthy. But I do know like a lot of girls 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to a suite. Like the salon experience is like the barber experience is like a dying thing.
Yeah.
That needs to be brought back.
That's your salon. Do y'all talk amongst each other?
Yes, that is like it's literally like it's like a what's that cool TV movie? Beauty shop. It's like that. Like
okay.
Sitting around having
Got that.
You gotta just work.
But I think it is like this
barbershop.
the women equivalent to barbershop where it's like we're having random conversations, somebody says something wild, everybody's like,
Yeah.
somebody's getting a divorce. Like, it's like that where I'm just like, oh, I like this. I would never leave it.
That's exciting. I'm glad that exists for y'all. Cause like I feel like the best part that I always imagine in my head of like the salon is like when you hear that somebody's cheating on their husband or something, and then y'all appointments sync up again, so you get to continue the story.
I'm not even
found exciting.
I do love when somebody says something and I come back to get my hair done. I'm just like, oh, she get her hair done today too. Like, oh, she traveled. I get to hear about it.
It was an update.
I like that. So no, I think that's important. But I just was a little shocked. I didn't know until I know I'm used to it now because you've been going to a suite, but I thought y'all was in the barbershops.
Yeah. When I first started my barber a couple of years ago, he started off in the barbershop, traditional.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's when I first met him. And I've been going to him for almost 3 years now. He's had a suite for the last 2, maybe 2.5. I gotta admit too,
what you prefer?
He had to cancel my appointment the other day, so I had to go to my backup barber. And he's in like a traditional barbershop.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna lie, I went there the other day, and I was sitting in a chair, and I was like, damn, what the fuck? They were literally having a conversation about Forrest Gump that was on the TV.
Yes.
And it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing against anything that I got going on. It was kind of cool. I'm just like, damn, like, just Forrest Gump was on the TV, and it's like this random person keep talking the whole entire time about Forrest Gump. I'm used to one-on-one experience. We're in the suite. There's no one else in there. We have our own personal conversation. It's more my vibe. You know, but going inside that other, the traditional barbershop, you like, you got this dude talking about LeBron. You got this dude talking about Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? You got this random person just talking about whatever. It was like that traditional barbershop experience. You like, dang, and us watching barbershop when we was younger as far as the movie and experiencing what we experienced when we was younger. You still got to cherish those times, those memories, because like I said, it could be that third place. You like, damn, like, this is a place you can come and let loose and speak to people that you don't even know, like you said about Cam Newton was a Hall of Fame.
Oh my God. Which is,
Bro, that's a different conversation.
I'm still offended.
It's a different conversation.
And no offense to Cam. But
Yeah.
what did he do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but it's that guy. But you know what I'm saying? But you do got to cherish those experiences, you know what I'm saying? Because it could be that third space that you go to that you can let loose and talk about things.
So you say you preferred suites. You preferred it. Because you said your barber started off in a regular barbershop, moved to a suite, recent experience back in a traditional barbershop. So you prefer suite, but even after your recent experience, there was no part of you that was like, I want a little bit of that barbershop back?
No, cause I got the chemistry in my barber. I think that's the biggest step.
Oh, okay.
Because even though I was in there, I ain't say a word. Because I'm just like, you know how it is. Like, if you go find a new barber, you say you recently just found one. I'm not sure how long you've been going to your barber.
I've been following her around for a bit.
Yeah, so it's been a while. So it's like, I think we all remember that feeling when we first go to the barber. I mean, my barber, I remember my barber through my cousin, and my cousin knew my barber. So he's like, yeah, your house. He don't say a fucking word. He don't say nothing. And like that's how I am when I first meet somebody. When I went to the barbershop, I ain't really say nothing at all. I was on my phone, just like, and it kind of sucks to do that. But I'm like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? This is how I am. So if I built the chemistry up, I wouldn't mind a traditional barbershop with somebody that I had chemistry with.
Yeah.
But since I have chemistry with my barber, this is years, 3-4 years at this point. I prefer him and obviously what he has, and which is the suite.
Right. So I guess question for both the men and a variation for you, right? So how long would you say it took y'all to like start communicating with your actual barber? Like you were sitting there on your phone, you ain't talked the first couple cuts, but like after a couple of them, y'all warm up, y'all become
I think
man.
after the first cut, I was like, the first time I'm there, I'm pretty quiet.
Yeah.
But also the first time I went to her, it was wild. She was actually in a shop when I first met her as well. And it was wild in there. So
yeah,
people came in there and was arguing about Lord knows what. I don't even remember it. But it was an actual barbershop like thing. Somebody came in there and was yelling about something. And they was all talking amongst each other. And I was just kind of there like, I don't know what's going on. I'm minding my business. Y'all clearly all know each other and are arguing about whatever this is. But they would ask my input randomly. And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. Right? Yeah. And they was like, yeah, what do you think? I don't know. I'm just here to get a fade, bro. I'm minding my business. But
so after the first,
so after that, I went back the next time and I was more communicative because I was like, well, if I'm gonna be here, I want to start putting like, making those steps to being like, if we're gonna have a relationship, I'm gonna see you every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I want to start building that relationship. Like, I feel like, sometimes the barber is the one that kind of initiates that, but she doesn't really do that. Not that much. It just depends on her mood, I guess. Yeah, but
people are people.
Yeah, people are people. But I was like, if I'm gonna see you, I want to try to,
build some type of
build this rapport.
Facts.
Because I want to just be in there and be quiet.
Yeah, I think mine took about 5 cuts, maybe.
Yeah, I would think
5 cuts. Quiet.
I'm more on the higher side.
Visits. Visits. It was just more so just like I said, he knew my cousin. So, I mean, it's a few times went, but like you said, it's important if the barber creates that communication.
Yeah.
If the barber there is like, it's always been that super small talk when you first get in that chair.
Oh, yeah.
How's everything? Oh, everything good. Yourself, boom, boom. But it's just like, but if he doesn't, you know what I'm saying, keep that going, I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna sit like, the weather's nice today. Yeah. I'm not gonna make up anything,
Yeah.
So it took me about 5 cuts, maybe even 6. Not gonna lie, maybe 7. To get me to that point of just being like, okay, cool. And then now we sit there, and I was like, it's
natural.
Yeah, it's natural.
Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? It's been years, so it's been a while since. I mean, I don't know how many, but I believe it was definitely more than 5 to 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I would get jaded. It was just sexist of me to assume that because women are better at expressing their emotions and feelings and stuff, y'all just communicate kind of naturally. But is it the same for y'all? Do you kind of got to warm up to your?
No, that's accurate.
Like off rep, like, hey girl, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you played it.
Your lip is close to mine, so. Yeah, but
well, yeah, no, I think it's what you're saying, like women being better at communicating. But because of
that's true.
No, I mean
because sorry, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, also I think like I haven't been to a whole bunch of hairstyles, but I think they do have like that natural thing where they know like you have to create some type of conversation. I mean, we can be quiet, but that's weird for everybody. So most times it's not like we might not be in a super deep conversation. We talk like when I'm in the chair, like when it's my turn, like we talk about things like anything. We will discuss it.
Yeah.
And it makes it a better experience. So, I mean, I personally really like that about being like in like that type of environment that I get the side conversation. Then me and my hairstylist talk a little bit back and forth in the chair. Like, I appreciate it. It does create kind of like, I guess, a third place, I guess, in a sense of just like, I do look forward to going there because I'm like, I'm about to get my hair done, good conversation. Like, it's a good environment. Yeah. So I'm never mad at it.
That's big.
Random question as well. So when you go, are you looking forward to the conversation that you're going to have with the individual, or you just like, it just comes?
I won't say I'm looking forward to it because I just think that's because I'm neurodivergent. But that's something different. It just comes naturally. Like, I'm not in the chair like, ooh, I can't wait to talk to you, girl. But it's just like, it just comes natural. Like, we get in the chair and it's just like, oh, like this thing may come up. It's very, very natural, which I like. It's no pressure.
Damn.
It feels good. Like, I one headphone in and like, all right, girl, what you saying in this ear? Like, it's nice.
One headphone in.
While you're getting your hair done?
Yeah.
What are you listening to something?
I am.
Well, y'all be there for a long time, but like, you're listening to someone talk or rap sing to you, and then this lady talks to you in the other ear, and your mind, I can't process it. You can't, what? No.
Well, I watch YouTube videos while I watch TV, so.
What?
While you get your hair done.
And also understand what's going on TV.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
She did. That's a skill right there.
Yeah, and see, yeah, here's the why they're better than. Yeah, wait.
Need to be stimulated at all times.
Right.
Overstimulated even.
No, I feel you on that one. So did you say that you had a third place outside of like your barbershop? Or you said she in the salon now, so you have a
Well,
third.
that's not even much of a third place.
Yeah, do you have one?
Anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were just talking about the bar.
Oh yeah.
But that is becoming one,
Okay.
I would say, in the last, 4 or 5 weeks or so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But before that, I would say no, not at all.
Yeah.
No, I was, especially since a lot of us are working from home nowadays, like your first and second place are all just one place. So really, is it even a third place? It's just somewhere else.
No, that's a very good point. It's crazy because, I mean, now that I'm hybrid, I'm not gonna lie, like working from home for like the last 5 years, like, I hate to say it out loud. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
However, like not having that separation, like between where you lay your head at and where you open up that laptop and get angry at, it gets very dark very fast sometimes.
Yeah.
And I felt myself kind of like more recently, the last few years, being like, I'm sad. Like, I don't know why I'm sad, but I'm just like, that's because I like mentally feel like I'm confined to these 4 walls. Because I feel all my emotions, like what I feel at work, what I might feel at home personally, like everything within the confines of this, like, of my home. Like, there is no like separation of church and state. And I do think it got to a point where it was kind of like driving me crazy a little bit, or like contributing to maybe me not being like in the best space mentally. And I couldn't identify it for a very long time. But now that I'm in like a hybrid situation where I'm forced like to kind of get up and leave out a couple days of the week, I do see like a slight difference in just like my mental and how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like a third place is definitely needed, but also I'm like, unfortunately, you might need to leave the house to work every now and then just for like I know for me personally, like for my own sanity, I found that like I needed to get up and leave out the house.
Yeah.
I get that. I disagree. But
No. I kind of only agree because I feel like as we mature, you just lose less places to interact with more people.
I get you. I don't want to talk about you.
I really do.
Going into work being like, yes, I can't wait. So I don't want to talk to a soul.
No, for sure.
But it's nice to have a reason to get in your car and drive somewhere. But I don't want, please don't speak to me once I get there.
Yeah.
Like let's not get crazy.
I felt like, so I had like said during COVID, the way eventually that I found the words to kind of describe that kind of feeling that you're talking about is that it felt like I guess took for granted I took it for granted. I took those small micro interactions of like being at the water cooler and stuff for granted, because once those were eliminated completely, it's like, oh, even those small interactions of someone being nice that day feeding into the energy was gone. So it's like I do find some type of value in that, and I don't know. Like I agree. I don't want to go to work, but since we have less places to interact, it's like it is a reason to force you to get up. I don't know, because sometimes you get lazy.
I do get that. It is a reason to get up and get out of the house, and I think that that's good for your mental health just in general. And that's why I think we need more third places, because I think that they are an escape from home life or work life. It's better for your mental health.
Yeah.
Which, now that we're into this, and we're talking about not really having third place or finding them recently, yeah. How are y'all feeling? How is your mental health recently?
Dang.
That's a loaded one.
It is a loaded one. I apologize.
That's okay. That's where we are now. No, because that's
Especially with just how everything is going.
And like if you don't have a third place, it's like,
Yeah,
how are you keeping yourself sane?
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would say
Right. The bar.
Well, libations.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, okay, my mental health right now. If I had to put it on a scale, let's say 1 to 5, because 1 to 10 is too many options.
It's almost the same. Go ahead.
No, I mean,
Don't judge me. I think I would give it like a strong 3
your mental health is a 3?
out of 5.
Oh, out of 5. Oh,
My fault. When I heard 10, I was like, you need to stop and go to the hospital.
yes. Okay.
No,
okay.
it's
Yeah.
like, it's not,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I have my days where it's just like, sometimes you're sad. It's really not too much. I don't know. I can't really tell you the reason. But sometimes, I do feel down sometimes. And I think I'm still getting adjusted. So, like, so many changes have happened, like, over the past year. So I'm trying to, like, I guess, adjust myself to it. And I do think having the third place definitely helps contribute to, like, a better space. But I'm still, I guess, working through it. Like, I have days where it's just like, wow, life is okay. It's worth living. And then I have days where it's like, girl, open that back door and jump off the deck. Break both your legs.
It's not.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to end it, but maybe I want to break a leg. Like,
guys.
in between, So, it's a battle. But I think that more recently, I think I've been having maybe more good days than bad. So I'm happy for that.
We're on the up and up. All right, now are we gonna keep this out of 5 scale?
Yeah, we should.
I hate out of 5.
Why?
Before we continue,
Just on the side.
Y'all could be 10.
Let's do that again because it feels.
it gives you a better gauge.
I'm with Jada, bro.
3 to 5 is just a 6 out of 10.
It gives you.
And if I would have said 6, you would have told me to call the lady.
No, but
6 out of 10 feels better than 3 out of 5.
No, 3 out of 5 could be 3 out of 5. I feel like could be 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 7.5. It just like that.
Isn't because that's not how math works.
That is how it works.
Well, I don't know math, so I certainly wasn't going to
dude, I know your fractions.
I do.
Yeah, 3 out of 5 is the same as 6 out of 10.
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying because you got more options, I feel like the 7 is kind of closer to the 6.
It's because you.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is not why we.
Yes. Yes. I think,
yeah. Oh, I show.
So you said 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
Now
boom,
we're out of
5.
Now we're going out of 10.
We don't need to.
Oh no, mental health. I don't know. And I feel like that's.
Do you want to end it all?
No, I don't want to end it all.
All right, so cross.
It's higher. Yes, it's higher. Yeah,
Higher than one
Who out of
it's
here?
higher. I think honestly, my mental health it might be like a 3.5, 4.
Out of 5.
I feel like
Let's
yeah.
do the size.
Yes, out of 5. Yes,
Like
out of 5. Like it does. Like so, I just recently switched jobs, as y'all are aware. Got married and all that stuff. So like a lot of things feel like it's settling in, even though I just made the job switch, but like to a company I was with. So like a lot of things feel like they're like settling back again, but like also new because married, new job and stuff like that. So it's like similar like patterns that can be utilized, but in this new mind, it's like we're going about it differently. So I think that helps a lot, like not having to like stress about work, because if you're not at home, work can really bring you down because it is the only other place we at a lot of the time. So I think actually getting that off my plate has helped a lot. So I would say like a 3.5, 4 out of 5.
That's respectable.
Out of 5.
I mean, by default, I guess I'll go 3.
Go 3.
Because it's not a 5.
Right.
Don't know if it's a 4, but it's better than what it's been, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had this conversation before, you know, where life is better, you know, but I don't really know how to super gauge it. Obviously, it's nowhere near in at all. Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's just, it's definitely a loaded question.
Yeah.
But life is good. You know, I want to start to enjoy life more as far as outside of work, because work takes up
It takes a lot.
about 70% of my time, I feel like. So I don't have a long expanded answer on it, but it's definitely 3.5. 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
That it. I listened to all of y'all and did not think about it myself. But I would say, since we're doing it, I hate out of 5. I hate it.
It is ugly.
I am going to.
You said you are the last.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck.
Go to 10.
I hate y'all. I would say like a 5.5, 6,
Okay.
which
Oh.
sounds sad, but it's not. Like, I think most
Imagine
days,
if we were on the 5 scale.
then I'd be a
You
2.5.
doing great.
Dang, we should.
Yeah, that sounds really bad, doesn't it?
Call that 1-800.
Yeah, let's go back and test.
That would sound sad, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nah, 5.5 sounds better than 2.5, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. See, try to tell y'all. But, yeah, no, I would say like a 5.5, simply just because, like, I mean, I'm still, not still, a recent-ish breakup, just kind of dealing with the emotions and stuff of that. And just navigating the world as a person who was in a relationship for a long time, and then now being single, trying to, I guess, relearn myself, I would say. And I would say it's been a lot better recently because I've been, going out by myself, just trying to do things that I like to do. And that's why I would say 5.5, because I think that more recently, I would say before it was probably like a cool 3. I wasn't trying to end it, but I was on,
You was
I was one bad day away.
from bad days.
Yeah.
It happens.
I was one bad day from like
You'll be fortunate.
that deck. But,
Yeah.
but I would say that,
It's on the up and up.
yeah, everything, I think that I am definitely on the up and up. I feel like I felt better than I felt in a long time. But I also think that this is going to also sound depressing.
It's a safe place.
It is. This is a safe space. I feel like I'm always kind of a little sad, but I think that's just me in general. I think I'm a realist, so a lot of things. I think the world is kind of sad in general.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like it's no way you can be aware and not just have a tinge of, if I jump off the deck, who would care?
That's sad.
Oh, that's bad. Sorry.
That's
But won't kill ourselves.
Right.
It's that egg. I said at all. You said that
At all. I'm trying
Man.
at all.
at all. Won't do it. But yeah, I would say like a 5.5. Actually, no. You know what? Now that I'm really thinking about it, I'm gonna say 6.
Good.
Yeah. So 6.
Yeah.
Especially recently. No, because I've been happy recently.
Yes.
I've really been happy recently.
I love that.
Especially with, like I said, with the newfound like third place that we found in this bar. We are not alcoholics, I promise.
Eating after.
We are not.
You're eating.
That's a wild place to me. But
That's a wild place.
You are eating hot dogs, bar hot dogs.
That's a wild.
The sick nigga.
bull. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
It was good. You enjoyed it.
I'm not on the board for the goals.
You're not.
There's a competition. There's a board in there that tells you how many hot dogs each person has eaten, and I'm not.
Are they boiled?
They was grilled.
Yeah, they're a little.
Get some char too.
Okay.
What if you
No, that makes it help a little. That makes it a little better. It's I just had to ask real.
at a bar?
I had to ask real quick. I mean, it's a
Boiled
ballpark
crazy.
type of thing. But
If somebody brings me a boiled hot dog at any establishment,
It was bored.
I'm leaving a review.
Well, so
The toilet.
You should.
You shouldn't bowl them at a bar.
you should not.
Yes, but no, go ahead.
I think it's important to say right now, as far as when it comes to mental health, even though the world doesn't care about you, someone world revolves around you. At the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? That's a G. No, seriously.
Just casually giving up grace.
I'm sorry, no, but as I'm listening, you know what I'm saying? It's like the world doesn't. Like days are gonna continue to go on. Your job is gonna find somebody else for you.
Yeah.
This and the fourth. All the stuff that we put so much importance on because we put a lot of importance on a lot of things that's not really important to us.
Yeah.
And them things that's not important to us ain't really important for you. You know what I'm saying? So, but someone else, like a family member, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who truly cares and love for you, the things that we should really be putting our care and love to, our world revolves around them. You get what I'm saying? And if you're God,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to hurt them. You got to think about that type of stuff.
Oh, for sure.
You got
And
me?
that is why I would not end it all.
Absolutely.
That's why I don't jump off the deck.
Hold up, pause. Your legs just not about to get over the fact that this nigga had that monologue prepared for us today. No, perfect though, cause I really don't even take the time to think about that. Like, no, you broke it down really well. Damn, that just hit me. Wow.
No, that is true. Like the things that like affect our days, like whether it's work or just like the insignificant stuff in the grander scheme of things, if we were no longer here, it's like that wouldn't matter. Like, we would matter to the things that we don't. Yeah, like the family, the friends.
For sure.
Oh. I don't make me sad or happy.
And don't worry, I didn't have it prepared. I'm just
a little bit.
as I'm listening to you guys, I'm just like, no, but it's real though.
It is.
It's real, man.
Yo,
So,
absolutely.
food for thought for everybody else listening too. So
No, definitely. I did want to give you credit though, like as you increased your ranking from 5.5 to 6. I want to give you a little credit because I feel like I've been seeing you going like your solo dates and like going to try new restaurants, stuff like that. And I commend the heck out of you. Like going a place by yourself and like sitting there for an extended period of time is already awkward. So like,
Doesn't he call me a dork?
no.
are you parking for the camera?
Weird. No, I'm saying it's awkward, and you just like, no, I need to put in the work to learn me, and I think that joint is commendable.
Yeah, no.
No, I agree.
And as a man, like, because I feel like we don't take the time to like sit. I'll speak for me. I don't take the time to necessarily sit with my emotions and stuff like that, and it becomes difficult for me to describe how I'm feeling sometimes. So the fact that like to see this nigga taking the time and putting in actual effort and energy to learn himself and learn how he's feeling, how to improve his emotions in real time is like, bro, I say I want to do it, but you doing the work. So I don't know.
I appreciate that. And I think this is going to be the year of, just self. Like I need to put myself first. And I think I said this to you recently. Like I'm done setting myself on fire to keep other people warm. That's another bar.
Yes,
I'm not doing that anymore. Like, you need to put yourself first, and it's not like being selfish. Being selfish is a different thing. That's doing that in spite of other people.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want myself to feel good. It's only about me. So I think that is been the best part of like this growth of the line is just putting myself first in a lot of situations.
Damn, that feels really great to hear.
that's amazing.
That
Choose you at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, you can choose yourself.
yeah. No, that is awesome.
And I feel like we are in this space now, but this is obviously we're doing this because this is what we do.
Yeah.
But I feel like in general, like black men just in general, we don't share that well.
Yeah.
But I think that honestly, it is getting better today. I think that it's been bad in the past a lot. But do y'all think that? I'm just going to keep it to black men. Do y'all think that we are getting better at sharing our emotions?
I think now and today, with technology and podcasts, things like that, I think it helps. But I think it has to extend beyond the camera.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So for me, I pride myself on, and anybody I'm around, I'm extremely transparent. And I tell people, I'm the most transparent person you ever probably met. I don't care. I really don't. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to put my stuff out there because I can learn something from anybody. I learn something from the wealthiest guy on earth. I can learn something from the poorest guy on earth. You know what I'm saying? Good information is good information. If you put yourself out there, somebody can give you some type of advice to help you out. You get what I'm saying? So, I definitely think it's important. I don't know if we're getting better with it.
Yeah.
But I think seeing this and seeing other people talk about it, it generates conversation.
Yes, it generates conversation. People getting confident to like share and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially with black men. If you felt like you've always kind of felt that way, like I can share and kind of get knowledge from somebody, so like I need to be.
Well, I always felt I can get knowledge from anybody.
Yeah.
But me being transparent, people, that's probably like a 3 to 4 year type of thing, like the last 4 years.
Okay. Cool.
As in knowing black men.
Who said I wasn't?
Right. Right. Hold on. Right. How do you feel about the way that we share?
I think I'm fortunate, and I'm also like biased because obviously like y'all are my inner circle, and we do have conversations that are very like transparent and very like deeper than surface level. So if you would ask me based off like my friend group, I'd be like, yeah, they share all the time. Like it's not. I've never asked y'all something and you've been like, that's a little too deep. Like I've never heard that. Like we talk about anything. It's probably a problem, but I mean, yeah, I think so. I mean, in general, though, I do know that it is like, right, I think it's comfortability, you know, the space in which you do it. Like, I know I'm fortunate, so I guess hope you guys feel the same way, to have a group where, like, I hope that y'all would feel comfortable to be like, today was a really bad day. I wanted to jump off the deck. And you would just tell me, and we could talk about it. You know, I mean, I personally don't see any issue with that, you know? But I can understand how somebody, if you don't have that environment, how that could be, you know, probably a little more difficult to do. But I agree with like podcasts and just shows. I know we joke about podcasts and stuff, but I mean, sometimes if that's an outlet for you to get it out and be able to talk to somebody, or even just hearing somebody say an emotion that you like resonate with, it goes a long way, even for me. So, I mean, I think it's better. I think it's better. I think people are more open. I think that the world is less like, I don't know what they were calling y'all before when y'all was sharing. Maybe gay. But
Right, we can no longer.
it's less of that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's so bad.
So I'm curious, since you know us all individually for different lengths of time,
Mm-hmm.
you felt like I mean, obviously as we grow closer as friends, like, and stuff, but like as men, do you feel like we always kind of were able to share, or do you feel like we've gotten even better at sharing some of the things for different?
No, none of y'all came out the box like that. I'll go ahead and attribute it to myself and my existence in your lives to make you more comfortable with stuck in my.
Yeah, that up. Not where I was going, but it's saying where should have went. No, it is me and only I'm impressed.
No, but I do think it's been overtime. Like, I think I've seen all of you grow. I mean, at this point, I don't think it's nobody here that I've known less than 10 years. So I do think she's wow. Like,
Why you dated like that? No, wow, that's wild.
I'm the young girl. I don't know what y'all care.
Sure, right.
But I mean, I've seen the growth. I've seen it. I've seen the conversations maybe go from more just like good time to being like, hey, life is hard right now. But I think it comes naturally as we like, you know, we're early 30s, we're growing, things are happening, we're experiencing life, and we just experience it together. So, I mean, I think it's gotten better. I see the maturity and the growth in all of you, and being more open and more comfortable with sharing like what's going on, because you have, you know, the safety net to do so.
Mm-hmm. So then, like, to kind of relate it back to like the third spaces, places, whatever, conversation. So like in those moments where you do feel like you're bottled up with emotions or whatever, and you don't feel like you can go to your friends, have anyone ever seeked like therapy or something like that, like outside of your places or your people?
I'll start. I tried it once like 9 years ago at this point, I believe. Again, makes me feel old, and I don't like that. 9 years sounds like a long time.
Yeah.
'Cause I was a little adult.
No, fact.
But yeah, no, I did try therapy one time, and I understand now, which I didn't understand then, that you have to kind of like, you have to date your therapist, right? Yeah. Like, you have to find someone that does their practice in the way that aligns with you.
Yeah.
And the therapist that I had at the time I don't think she was right for me. Like, I wasn't ready to express myself in the way that she was trying to get me to express myself. It's like she wanted me to make like a scrapbook or something expressing my feelings. I was like, I'm not going to do that.
That's too much.
It just wasn't going to happen. And I told her that. I was like, I'm not going to do that. And she was like, well, it feels like you just don't want to do the work. Correct. I don't want to do that work. Like, that makes most sense.
You're a therapist, don't you know?
Yeah. Yes. I'm not going to go home and cut up. I'm not buying magazines to cut them up. It's not as.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. So after she told me to do that, I wasn't doing that. And then I haven't been back. But I think that therapy is important. Like, it's a doctor for your brain, right? I do think that is something that, well, I'm not going to say it's not for everybody, right? But I do think that it is it can only be helpful, right? Yeah. Like, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've tried it, but the one that I went to wasn't for me. But I do think that at some point, maybe I'll try it again.
You entertain it again.
Yeah.
I've tried it a few times. I think I probably had like 4. But like you said, it took me a while to realize that like you said, it is like dating. You have to see if their style works for you, and if not, it's okay to be like, let's part ways. I didn't understand that initially, So each time I took it extremely personally, like maybe a little more personal than the next time. And so it made me be like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I'm just like, I guess in my head, I'm like, I have to keep coming in here and like opening up myself and sharing over and over again. That's hard for me to do. So I have to do it, having to do it over and over again. I was just like, maybe this is just not for me. But obviously now I do understand you do have to like, try. And I'm open to it. I mean, I probably should so I can stop talking about jumping off the deck. But I'm very open to it. I'm very open to it. I just haven't, I guess, put the effort in because I know it does require like that dating aspect of it. And I know that's like, I guess, energy maybe I don't feel like I have at this current moment. But nothing against it. I've had really great experiences there. So I just a little lazy and haven't figured it out. But
that part.
Yeah.
I understand that.
No, that's true. Because the dating aspect of like it's just so draining that it makes you not want to even start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried it once. It was like one session. And this was like in 2020. But like I said, my therapy is I have different people that I go to for certain things. And just to release it, and sometimes not even get an opinion on it, but just to get release it.
And just a vent.
Just a vent. I mean, it cools you off.
Yeah.
And it takes you from being to that point of like super frustration or, depression or whatever the case may be. So just know your people. We all got friends that we know we can go to for certain things. Some people just like, all right, cool, I can talk to this dude like a vent and he gonna offer no advice. I go to that guy, he gonna tell me the hard truth. And then your in-betweens between that. So that's my therapy.
Yeah.
If I felt like I ever got to a point where I need like professional help, at this point in my life, I would seek it.
Right.
Before when I was really in the dumps, it was hard for me to seek that, but it took me time to realize like, you do have to release that energy, release them emotions to make yourself feel a little better. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I did do therapy, I think during COVID too, maybe like 2020. Yeah, like 2020, 2021. And it like, for what I was going through at the time, like it genuinely helped me. Like I never really had like a bad stigma about going to therapy or anything like that. I think it was just kind of like, I didn't have anything to make me consider it as an option, I guess. And then when I went through that thing and like my outside sources, my extended branches of my tree wasn't enough to kind of like get me through it, or it was so personal that I didn't feel comfortable even talking to the people that were closest to me. So I was like, I need to go and seek a therapist. And in that search, I'm connected to a lot of Black women in my life. So like my respect for Black women, I think is really high just based off of that. And I understand the aspect and kind of some of the internet conversations about how Black women can coddle Black men and stuff like that and how we think. So like in that search, I kept that in mind. I was like, no. And I, as we've talked on the podcast before, didn't have my father in my life. So like a big thing for me was like, and I think I actually spoke on not being a fan of like male authority and stuff like that. So when it came to therapy, I was like, I think I need to fix that. I'm like, there are men out here that have been through things that I could actually probably lean on and trust that can give me knowledge and stuff like that. So in that search, I was like, no offense to Black women, because obviously they're the best thing since sliced bread. So I was like, I need to talk to a man to try to like break down some of these things of why I don't want to talk to men. If I'm being totally honest, like, why I don't want to share with some of the people that are closest to me. And it really helped me. And I stand by therapy. It's not for everybody, but like, if you're really going through something, I think people should try it. The only thing that stopped me with that therapist was insurance, and that's another scam for another day. So
maybe get into that
for sure. So the hurdle for me about continuing therapy was the whole insurance thing. Then I fell out of it. I didn't go back. I was lazy. Didn't want to find a new therapist and all that stuff. But I am curious as to y'all thoughts, because even with that experience, and I say I'm at like a 3.5 and a 4 right now on a 5 scale, just if anyone's clocking, right? For like my mental health, like part of me wants to go back to therapy genuinely just to try to like improve as a person. Like there's nothing wrong right now. It's like I just kind of want to talk to someone that is like has the education to help me kind of like, I guess technically it kind of still would be trauma, I guess, at the end of the day. It's like certain things that I just never addressed. And I'm like, why don't I do this so that I can now do it and be a better person? So I'm curious, like, do y'all, as like people that have like entertained therapy, want to entertain therapy over a case like that, would you like consider going to a therapist just to like on a routine basis, or is that kind of like a lot?
No, I was actually going to say that too, where I was like, we talk about therapy a lot when things are going bad, but I think honestly, it might be better to start looking for one when things aren't bad, and just to have that like routine, you know, whether it's a week or every month, whatever the case may be. I do think it's important just to have like someone there. And honestly, it's probably better to do that now than when things are like going horrible and you're like, I need somebody. So, I mean, I like the idea of like just having it just to improve yourself. I think I'm open to it. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
I feel it's like making a part of yourself. It's like praying when you need, opposed to praying just to pray.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So, no, I mean, I never thought about that, because we always just think when we're in need, you know, I'm in the dumps, I need therapy. You know,
And that's, to your point, that's the worst time to look. Like, it's already difficult to find a therapist, but now you're struggling.
yeah.
It's like, bro, yeah, I want to end it. I'm not opening that laptop.
Said on Tuesday, your availability is next Monday. I'm not going to make it.
Right.
Yeah,
But
That's how it is. So,
I think I'd be lying if I said I was going to do that.
no, I feel you.
It's just not going to happen. Yeah. But I think that's just because I'm lazy. I don't think it has anything to do with being like, oh no, I'm feeling good, so I don't need therapy.
And you are like a self-aware person.
I think I'm pretty self-aware.
Yeah.
So I think that's also the reason why I haven't gone back to therapy, is just kind of like in my head, which also it sounds kind of toxic, I guess. It's like, what are they going to tell me that I don't know about me? But again, it sounds crazy, and I get it.
sociopath.
So some people would say, but I disagree. I mean, I'm crazy.
Say no. Hell.
But yeah,
I get it.
no, I think that, you know, I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
Just
No,
I think maybe out of pure laziness, though.
I get it. No, I'm definitely
It just wouldn't happen.
definitely being lazy right now. It feels like a great goal I want to do, but I ain't doing it. So I ain't done it.
It sounds good to put out in the world.
Yes, but maybe because I'm saying it to y'all, you know, y'all can hold me accountable, and then
Right.
because I do want to do it, but I have been lazy. So,
Mhm.
but
I think recently you were speaking of therapy and just like sharing, you were talking about how there was a moment where you were trying to express something, like how you felt in the moment, and you didn't have the words for it other than like you were angry or whatever it was.
yeah,
And so you were like, it has to be a deeper emotion than just anger.
yes.
So
Mhm.
you searched up an emotion wheel, which we have here, if you want to scroll up for me real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we're going to try and put this on the screen, right? So the people can see.
Yeah. That is the goal. Yes. Yes, but yes, to your point, like I was like feeling away, and me and my wife was having a conversation about just like how
And I didn't want to. Your wife does. It's great.
I know.
Yo, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't know why.
this is a quick aside. We y'all know we had the voicemails for the wedding and stuff like that. We finally got them back, and I forgot at the wedding. This man was like, "Bro, I just want to let you know, beautiful day, all that stuff. I left you like 17 of them." I was like, "Bro, we gonna listen to them all." And damn if he did not leave. It was a couple of turns in there. It's a few. Yeah, it was a couple. But like, yo, they were like on a serious note. They were very sincere, and thank you for them. That's it. But I was like, dang, like me and Maria looked at each other. We paused. It was like, this nigga Jake.
I never have a view on
Where were you just like, how did you get?
I would walk
You was like,
past
oh, I
the box,
bought something.
and then I boom, and I walk back, and I see the box again. I'm like, I gotta say something else.
And we were taking pictures, so it would be moments like in there. He was like, "Oh, Jada just had to go take a picture." So like, I remember that. I did come steal Jada, but then Pete did come back.
Yeah, so I never left a few. So
No, they were beautiful.
I'm glad to listen again.
Yes, but yes, but she had brought it up, or we were talking, and I was like you were saying, like, anger is always kind of the first thing. If I'm being totally honest, one of the first emotions I feel when it's like a default. Whenever something happens, I'm just like, I kind of just get angry and disrupted, I guess, like because of the change. And I think I'm okay with change, but just in that moment, it's so shocking that I kind of get angry. And I was like, that's not the right emotion. Like, it has to be something deeper. And she brought up the concept of the emotion wheel being like, Like she was in therapy at the time, and our therapist introduced the idea of like, this is the wheel of like, these are the 5 emotions, that people kind of, or however many emotions it is.
Yeah, beneath it.
Yeah. And it's like, when you expand that joint, like, how do you get to the root of what you actually are feeling?
Right.
And I think that day, like anger was definitely kind of the main emotion, but like
separated it into what? Were you feeling hateful?
I think I was just like, I was hurt and devastated. I feel like that might be a good, because like it was a very tumultuous time. But it was just like, I felt like kind of some of the people close to me, I felt like we weren't on the same page. So it just, I guess that shock made me kind of feel hurt. And I was like angry at the people, but it's like, no, you're not necessarily angry at them. You're just angry, or you're just upset at the situation at hand.
Right.
Yeah. I love the idea of the emotion world though, because like I said, a lot of times anger is the default emotion, but I feel like when you just get stuck at anger and can't get deeper or past that, like you can't get over it.
Yeah.
But when you pull it back and say that you're frustrated or that you are disappointed, I feel like those are emotions that's like, well, I can work through that.
Yeah.
If I'm disappointed, I'm like, oh, okay. Because that person let me down because of X, Y. It's just easier to break it down for me personally, like to be able to move past it and get through it, I guess.
Yeah.
If I can move past it. If I just stay at anger, I'm just like, I'm going to be angry.
Gonna be angry.
It is going to linger.
Yeah.
But being able to like peel it back and say like, well, initially it was anger, but I'm really just disappointed or I'm frustrated. Like, I don't know. I think it's something about that makes the emotion, I guess, more real for me. And it really is helpful in like moving past stuff and being able to just like let stuff go.
Yeah.
I get that. And I think that this is actually very helpful in trying to really narrow down how you're actually feeling. I will say though, a man should never feel playful.
Is that under happy? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Happy, intimate, playful. Ew.
Yeah. Even no. You go. That's actually
Playful.
that's an answer.
Provocative is underneath happy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's sickening.
Wow. Right. But I also. Oh no. Go ahead.
No, I think I'm looking at this wheel right here. I think for me, and I don't know if I'm projecting minds on other people too. That green wheel is really serious.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Everything in green, because I feel like I go through a lot of those emotions.
The green is fear. So then I've been stressed, humiliated, rejected, submissive, anxious, scared.
And these are subconscious thoughts when it comes to a lot of things that we do. You know what I'm saying? We're a little scared. We're a little submissive when it comes to certain things that, whether it's professional, you know what I'm saying, whether it's stepping out into this world, whatever the case may be, that anger and that fear are two big ones. And I've never seen anything like this. So no, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, I'm studying it. Yeah, you're like, because it's real interesting. Playful is crazy. But
Bro, I feel like after saying this, I feel like I learned new emotions.
Yeah,
Like I always,
I will never saying I would have never told anyone I was feeling victimized. Because I feel like that's strictly for white women.
Don't know my shits.
no, yeah.
You're absolutely sick. Yes, you're absolutely right.
But
That is.
But on a serious note, yeah, I do think that this is like really helpful in just trying to express ourselves.
Yeah. So I think a good exercise for us, since we talked about rating ourselves from 3 or 5, like, could we use some of these outer emotions to kind of
Explain how we're feeling today.
like with that, whatever your rating was earlier, right, in the conversation,
Right.
like what would some of the emotions you would put to those feelings? Not just anger, angry, sad, happy. Because I think I said I was 3.5 or 4.
Yeah.
And y'all, when we had talked about this the other day, y'all, like, I don't know why I didn't think about this concept, but I never thought about, like, I could be feeling 2 feelings on the opposite sides of the wheel at one time.
Right.
I just thought I kind of had to be in a sphere or like area of the chart. But it might be a couple emotions that.
If something that kind of brings about, like, something in your life or whatever, it's going to bring up, like, the opposite emotion as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because like you said, with fear, right, if we go to that, even though I don't like how this chart's set up, but if we would, well, fear might be a good example, but with it being like getting a new job or something like that. You might be fearful or anxious of like what's to come with it. You might be nervous, but like you are happy that you got this blessing. Like it is an opportunity for you. So there are some happy emotions along with all the.
So you can feel multiple things at one time.
Yeah.
It's not
Poured into one piece of the pie.
Yeah.
because it can signify anything, like the barbershop. You know, you're anxious going to a new barber. You know, it's just like it can go into anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but this is a great way of breaking down so many different type of things. I'm pretty sure we felt 80% of these things that's on here other than Playful.
Yeah. You know, that's a perfect joke. I'm glad you like Playful is not in that percentage. Like Playful can't be like your child. What it is? That's a fact.
I'm not Playful, and
Right. But like if I had to like use some of these words for my 3.54, I would say I feel liberated, right? Leaving job, going every woman, every job. Yeah, I feel liberated. Yeah, it's all in me. I'm every woman.
that's liberated.
No, the song does. She is talking about being liberated, but why do I? Why?
That's all you relate to my liberation. That's what I'm confused about.
You know. Okay, maybe I don't feel liberated anymore. But like, yeah, some of them like happy emotions, like liberated. I feel confident. Like now that I'm in this role, I got some experience. I know what I'm talking about. I feel good. Confident in life. You know, with the marriage and stuff like that. I feel like hopeful. Is that up there too? They might not be under happy, but
It's under happy.
yeah, like I'm optimistic. That's another feeling that it might not be up there. Oh yeah, it's under happy. Nigga, you might be happy. Yeah, I would say I'm 4. Yeah, I would say I'm 4. I would say I'm 4. Yeah, I would say I'm 4.
Today we are. Curtis is happy.
Right today on Sesame Street. But yeah, y'all don't necessarily have to. I feel like we just put this stuff in frame. So yeah, no.
Think of it. I mean, I did feel violated by them slow-mo videos of me enjoying my hot dog at the bar. But
All 3 of them.
All 3 of them.
it was only 2.
We just know not.
She see what I got that 2 people that says 3. And one per. That's other conversation.
I'm feeling different feelings now. Feeling withdrawn.
We'll have a conversation.
Conversation off camera with my hot
Hot
dog and
dogs
something. It's crazy.
in the bathtub and them like this.
Oh,
Wait, what? Yeah, right. But that's something different.
We're not talking about me and
That's
my
something
child. So insert our BetterHelp sponsorship right.
Right.
The camera.
right.
I feel like that was a good combo.